Good morning, everyone. Myself, Rajesh. I'm substituting Manish today for this session, which is what's coming in iVend 6.5. Well, first of all, thank you all for joining this session from your busy schedules, and we are going to cover a couple of new topics that we are coming up in iVend 6.5. Quickly, I will switch to the agenda where we can actually have a look at that what all new things that are available on Tray for us. So starting with the agenda, we are going to talk about the locations, which is a new functionality that we have incorporated within iVend 6.5. We have offline terminal POS. We have a couple of notifications which could be triggered from store to store and price to store. We have audit logs that we can maintain in different masters whenever there is a change, in terms of masters or any data that is being edited by the user. So we can have a proper audit logs. We can have a look at the quick entry form for product master. We will be able to see the quick entry form for the product wherever you would like to make certain changes in order to make the changes in the iVend standard functionality. We have the cost protection price manager, which is again a new incorporation in our iVend 6.5. We are going to talk about it. We have the gross profit and margin calculator on the product. So we had tried giving the gross profit margin and the markups on the product level, where you can actually directly make the changes in the margins, and you can have the markup percentages which would be defined on the product level, which would trigger on the price list directly on the iVend POS. We are going to talk about multiple subsidiaries, which is again another addition to our tray. Loyalty referral program, which is again one of the magnificent the feature that we have added to this particular 6.5. We have the multiple loyalty programs that we can actually talk about, that we have the subsidiary wise loyalty programs now available within the system. We'll talk about a bit on standalone loyalty program, that we are coming up with standalone loyalty program as well. And on top of it, we are going to talk about the addition of that, which is customer portal redesign. So we have tried redesigning the customer portal this time. So we are going to talk about it. And of course, we are going to talk about the transaction seat on customer portal. So this is actually the agenda for the day. So starting with the locations, I would like to talk about locations, what exactly the location means and how it affects the business process for a specific retailer. So multiple locations is basically possible to define on the inventory management side of it. For example, if users would like to define the locations for their returns or defects, or maybe the sales locations, so that could be triggered on the warehouse card of a specific store, which basically connects to a physical location. So now from this version onwards, what we have is basically in the locations, with one specific store, we can define multiple locations which could help retailer effectively on maintaining their stock location-wise. So basically, within one specific store, I can have two different locations. One location would be your sales location. The other could be your return location. So whenever you are making any sales, that would trigger from the sale location, and whenever there is a refund, that could directly trigger to the refund location. So basically, this location option would be based on the store. So earlier, as we all are aware of that, in iVend we have a specific process flow. Whenever we are designing any store, we have enterprise, then we have directly the warehouses, which are nothing but the retail and general warehouses, and then we have the stores. So now, below the stores also, we had tried giving the locations which are effectively being used, or I must say that it could be effectively used by the retailers at the POS. So that is again, one of the best option that we have provided. So this is basically the general screen that I'm talking about, which you could possibly see in iVend 6.5, and I'm sure a couple of us have already been installed the beta version of iVend 6.5, so you can typically have a flavor of location, that how it looks like, how it could be configured, and how it affects the store operations. So what I'll do is I'll try to switch over to the application as well, where I could possibly show you that how locations will look like on iVend and how these are being attached with the store. So I just wanted to mention this point, that this location functionality is, yes, of course, available with the iVend program. And if suppose you are having some third-party integrations with any of the ERPs, then also you can use iVend APIs in order to integrate the locations within the application set. Yeah. So I'll quickly switch to the application. In the application set, if you see my screen, so you can see here, you can go to the administrator. So in the administration, within the administration, what we have given is, in the enterprise, you have a global level of setting where you have to actually make the system enable for the location. So first of all, of course, it is not a training session, but I would like to give you a bit flavor that from where we start actually in terms of location. So you need to enable the location from the enterprise, and once you enable this location from the enterprise, then only you will be having a facility to define the locations and to attach them within the store. So going next, what you can do is we can go for the retail configurations, and within retail configurations, what we have given is, we have given a new tab by the name of locations. So now when you create a location, you can see, for the sake of this demonstration, what I have done is I've created the default sale and refund location. At the similar lines, you can actually define multiple locations which you would like to attach or associate with a specific retail warehouse. So for example, if I give you a view that how it looks like, so let me take the default one, which would be covering all the locations actually. So basically, I have created a default location which I have connected with a specific warehouse. So whenever we talk about a warehouse, definitely the locations would be, effectively useful for retail locations, of course, because within the retail locations, you would like to switch between the sale and the refund location. So if you see here, I have created it as a default location. I have made it active, and when you actually select the default location, the system will automatically trigger it for different set of transactions as a default location. So for example, for the sales also there is a default location. For the refund also I have a default location. For fulfillment, of course, for different type of transaction types or the transaction methods that you use in order to make the transactions over the POS, you can select them from the list of locations here. Like if you are making a good receipt, you can have a different location to make the goods receipt, and at the same time you can have a different stock transfers also for a specific location. So having said that, what we can do is basically we can have the location wise transfers as well. So whenever you are making the transfers, you can select the locations to make the transfer. So these are nothing but the kind of inter-store transactions that you can do within the store itself. So we have the location to location transfers also available, so we can do that. Now within this, you can see that I have created it as a default. At the same time, if suppose you would like to make any specific location by default only for the sales, so what you can do is you can mark it as sales only, and the rest of the part will be unchecked, so that you are stating this is only for the sales. And of course, we have to make sure that this particular location is active and being attached to a specific store or a warehouse. So Acme IN is one of the store which I'm going to use for this demonstration. So for that, what I have done is I have selected it as a sales location. I have given the name specifically for the sales to give you the exact picture that what we are going to do over here. At the same time, for the refund also, we have given the specific location. We had marked it as a refund location so that it could be associated with the store directly. Now, this is how actually we are, enabling the location. Now, if you would like to see that how the warehouses are being treated here, so as we all are aware of, whenever you are making a store in iVend, you have to make sure there is a warehouse which is associated to it, right? So warehouse is basically is nothing but your retail location which is directly connecting with your physical store, correct? So if you see here, there is a new addition in our warehouse card, which is nothing but the location settings default. That means here you can specify the different types of locations. So you can see there is a default location we have associated here. At the same time, if suppose you would like to make the segregation between the sales and refund, you can do that. You can define the sales and refund respectively here. This is again one of the best feature, I would say, because you can have the tracking of an inventory on a different mode, right? So you can have the locations available from where you're making the sales, from where you're doing the refunds. Now there's one more point. If suppose you have given a default location and over the POS whenever you're making any sales, so definitely if you have specified a sales location, then my system will automatically pick the sales as a location. If you have not specified any location, then what system will do is it will directly use the default location. Okay, so that is how typically this location structure works for iVend. And as I said that this location would be attached to a specific set of warehouse which is ultimately being connected to a specific physical store. All right, so this is actually a new function that we have provided for iVend. Now on the similar lines, what we have done is basically we have given a new functionality as well, which is attached, or I would say that somewhere near to this location only. So we can probably have a look at that in during our conversation. Now moving ahead with my second topic for today is basically the offline terminal POS capabilities of iVend. This is actually a long-awaited feature that we were actually expecting, and now we are finally making it available for iVend 6.5. So what happens within the offline terminal POS? So just have a look at this. We have given a specific note for this. Offline terminal POS will allow your terminal POS to function even if the connectivity between the terminal POS and the store server gets severed for whatever the reason. Correct. So definitely what happens is if suppose there is a communication problem between the POS system and your store, right? Because we could possibly visualize a scenario where we have a customer who has a store at the back end and POS is at the front end, and both are connected over the LAN, and we have some communication problems maybe related to the ports or maybe related to the physical line that we have connected with. So in that case we are giving some POS offline capabilities. So within the POS offline capabilities, retailers could actually opt this option wherein they could actually avail the complete set of functionality of the POS as it works on the online terminal POS. Now I just wanted to make a note here that this feature is the offline feature has been deferred for iVend Cloud as of now, but definitely we will try to have this feature in our future releases. So as far as the 6.5 is concerned, we do not have this offline capability for the cloud version of iVend. But for the static, that means the terminal version of iVend, yes, of course, you have these capabilities which you could work specifically. So basically, if I would like to have, I would like to show you a specific, information about the offline POS. I would definitely switch to one of my point of sale, and I'll show you that how it looks like and how possibly you can make the differentiation between an offline terminal and an online terminal. Correct. So let me quickly switch to my point of sale so that I can show you that how it looks like. So I'm sure everybody can have can view my screen now. So I'm on the offline POS, which I have configured for this particular demonstration. So you can see here on the top left corner, first of all, whenever you see the system is an offline, that means you will see something written here as offline. So this actually clearly indicates to the point of sale user that this particular POS is in an offline mode. At the same time, if suppose at any point in time you feel that you would like to get the data synchronized from your store server, so what we have done is we have given an option here in the user menu which calls as synchronized data from the store. So that means whenever you are running an offline mode and you feel that you would like to synchronize certain set of data from the store, of course yes, because if suppose you would like to get any sort of price changes, then you can probably click on the synchronized data. So what it will do is it will fetch all the price changes whatever you have done at the store level. At the same time, if suppose you have made any product level changes, any descriptions that you have changed, or any of the information that you have changed at the enterprise which has been synced to the store but not yet refreshed at the POS, then in that case you can click on the synchronized data from this store option. So it's actually like a disconnection mode from the store wherein you are able to
make the sales without having any interruption. So let's say tomorrow, if in the store, which could be a practical scenario for the retailers, of course, wherein we can have some disconnections, and during the disconnections also we can possibly run our POS without any hurdles. So this is again one of the features that has been added. So offline capability you will get from the iVend 6.5 onwards. Okay. Now, what all happens with the offline terminal POS? So I have prepared one specific slide where it actually indicates that what exactly we are covering within this. So first of all, the offline terminal POS feature allows, of course, as we all are aware of, that whenever there is an interruption from the store server, you'll be able to use it. As a part of setup, application will give the retailer to facility to define the configure such offline POS terminals. So basically you can decide that what all terminals could work on the offline terminals and what will be on the online terminals. The data sync happens periodically between the store and offline POS. However, user has an option to trigger this process manually as well. So basically, if suppose somebody would like to have the recent snapshot from the store server, so you can click on that button which we have recently seen. That is basically synchronization of the data from the store server. All right. Now, moving ahead with the next important topic. This topic is basically related to the fail-safe POS recovery mode. So, so far we all have we have seen the iVend, and we have faced certain set of challenges in terms of failures, correct, over the POS. So what we have given from this version onwards is whenever your point of sale crashes, let's say there is some specific error, let's say power failure is there. Okay, so you have a disconnection from your database. So in that case, sometimes we have seen that the POS crashes because it doesn't get the source from where it has to fetch the data. So in that case, what we used to do is we used to close the application, we used to click on the icon, and then it used to load the application, correct? But now from this version onwards, what happens is the moment your point of sale crashes due to any reason, the system will automatically recover again the point of sale. So user doesn't have to go and click on any specific icon. You can actually click on OK. It will automatically reload the screen where you were. So let's say, for example, I was scanning 2 articles on the point of sale. There is a customer who is on the queue, and all of a sudden there is a breakdown in between, right? So what happens is you get a specific set of error that that communication is unreachable or communication is not there between the store and the POS, right? These sort of error messages we can foresee. So in that case, what happens is you have to shut down the application completely, and then you have to go back to the icon and you reopen the application. So we are avoiding that particular step. You don't have to go and being manual on that. What system does is it automatically recovers the POS, right? So it will automatically recovers the POS where you were. So let's say, for example, I have scanned 2 items and then I have a breakdown. So what system will do is it will automatically recover from there. It would be a very good feature, trust me, because from the user point of view, it is really a great feature for iVend, which would help him recovering the POS at the earliest possible, right? So we are trying to eliminate the manual processes which are being happened today in our point of sale across the globe. So that we have actually bypassed using this fail-safe POS functionality. So it's an auto recovery POS mode which is available from the 6.5 version onwards. Okay. So these are the points which we discussed. Yeah, typically if I talk about where you see this fail-safe POS more useful is basically in the supermarkets and the grocery stores, where you have bulk transactions, where you are wherever you are expecting the transactions nearby, let's say 30K to 50K transactions per day. So in that case, definitely going manual would be a bit painful for the end users. So it's better to have a recovery mode over there. All right. So this was, another feature that we are adding to iVend 6.5, so which is available in the beta version as well. So you can probably have a flavor of that. Now, coming down to the next topic in our tray today is the notifications. So I suppose from the audience, so far we are good and everybody is trying to understand. because I don't see any messages or anything on the chat window. Of course, yes, if you have any queries or questions, you can write it on the chat window, and we have a Q&A session at the last, so you can possibly raise your hands and we can have a conversation as well. So if you have any doubts in between, you can put it on the chat window. All right? Thank you. Now, notifications. Notifications is again one of the best option that we have given as far as the communication is concerned. Basically, when you talk about the inter-store communications, so in the earlier versions of iVend, we didn't have any source where we could make a communication. So let's say from the store, I have made any specific stock transfer request, for example, or maybe I have raised any purchase order. So in that case, the destination never gets any sort of communication or any sort of alert that yes, there is a document which has been created. But coming down to this particular version, what we have done is we have given the inter-store communications in terms of notifications, correct? So how the notifications should be. So if you closely look at this particular notification slide, for what all we can have the notification. So inter-store communication is actually a key for a retail environment, correct? The new version of iVend will definitely allow you sending and receiving this particular inter-store notifications. So these notifications would typically be triggered on following transactions. It would be on stock transfer request, it would be on stock transfer receipts, purchase orders, goods receipts, coupons, gift certs, promotions, price changes. Perfect. So what happens is whenever there is a price change at the head office, right? How does a store know that there is a price change? Of course, yes, he understands when he scans that particular item, he'll be able to see the price. But before that, is there any option which could actually inform the end user to actually see that what was the price and how it has been changed? So for that, what we have done is we have given the notifications. So notifications are for any sort of transactions, for price changes, and of course promotions is again one of the important example. Let's say I would like to trigger a promotion from 1st of April, right? And I have created a promotion today and I want our store persons or a store people to understand that there is a promotion which is being triggering from 1st of April. So how should I do that? So the moment I will actually create a promotion within the system, and when I trigger the notification will be sent to the user. And of course, everyone, the notification would be definitely based upon the user authorizations that you have provided. It is not that everybody can have this authorization. The people who has the authorization could only see the notifications directly on their panel, and this could be anywhere. Let's say I am a store manager, but I'm visiting some other store, or maybe I'm visiting a point of sale for a moment. So the moment I'll get into the point of sale, there also I can get the kind of information. At the same time, if I log into any of the store management console, I'll get the notification at the console level itself. So these notifications are quite effective in order to, exchange the information between the stores and the enterprises, right? Now, I would like to show you a small example of this on one of the configured environment. So I'll switch to the application now. So once you look at the application, you can see in the left side in the bottom corner, we have given something called as notification. So notifications will be triggered directly at this area. So basically here, what you can do is whenever there is something addition or there is something updates or something happens related to the transactions which we have listed, you can see a notification here. You can click on this notification. What it does effectively is it opens one specific panel. You can actually enlarge this panel like this. And whenever there is something changed, you can see that there is a price change happened today. So you can click on this price change and you can get the information something like this. So you can see that now the product price has been changed for 15, correct? So at the same time, you can see that there are some other notifications as well that we have got for price changes. Similarly, for promotions, similarly for requests, similarly for POs, you will get the same kind of field in the alert notifications. These alert notifications, I will again repeat, this is based upon the the user authorizations, correct? So user should have an authorization in order to see this specific notifications. At the same time, you can see here in the right side, we have given a drop down where you can see the notifications for all, or if suppose you would like to filter it out with unread and read. So if you go for read, the system will show you the read ones, and if you go for unread, system will give you the unread ones. So basically I have read everything. So right now the panel is completely clean because I don't have any unread ones. I have all read ones, right? So this is how basically we have incorporated the specific notifications for this particular version, right? So notifications are effectively being used, can be effectively used within the retailers whenever there are certain set of changes in the application set, right? Now I'll try to move further with the next topic that we have basically. Perfect. There is a question from one of our partner here. Notifications are sent to the store servers or the head office. Notifications are all across wherever it is based upon the users. So wherever the user will open with his login ID and password, with his credentials, he'll be able to see those changes within the system. Okay. So it is not something specific to one business area, but wherever the user will be logged in, he'll be able to see the notifications there. Okay, I hope that answers your query. Perfect. Yeah, thank you. So moving ahead, so of course we have seen that these are the transactions where we can have the notifications. I'll move to the next. Now notifications, how does this notification looks like whenever you do a specific setup? So this is actually the setup screen of iVend where you can actually define the notifications. Now there's another topic in today's session, that is audit log. Audit log is again one of the important feature that would be used by the retailers, because we as a retailer, let's say as a retailer, he should be aware of that what all changes have been made as far as the product is concerned, as far as the customer is concerned in the system. So how you can see that? So basically audit logs are the functionalities which will track the changes done in the application. Audit logs are for all types of operations, like if you are adding, updating, deleting something from the system, it will trigger that. It will be very useful for the retailers who are actually making the changes on daily basis in terms of prices, in terms of products, in terms of customers. So whatever the changes you are doing, you can actually have the audit for that. And also actually you can compare the records to see the information that what exactly has been updated. This is one of the wonderful feature, I must say, for the retailers. Audit logs, how it looks like. Basically the audit logs are effectively available with the iVend retail application. I would try to switch to the application where I can possibly show you that how it looks like and what is the effect of this in the retail environment. So for example, I'll quickly switch to the application set. Alright, so we have a global search criteria here. You can write the audit log here. You can see that there is an audit log master and there is an audit log as well. So audit log master is basically, this shows you that auditing can be done for what all masters. So you can do it for banks, you can do it for barcode maskings, country, coupon masters, currencies, customer catalogs, customer groups, departments, employee positions, manufacturers, payment processors, POS, price lists. So these are the different types of options where you can effectively make these audit logs. So wherever there is any change, you can have an audit log. So for example, if I go for audit log, okay, and if I would like to see any source type, let's say I would like to see it for customer for that matter, right? So I can actually search the audit log by the customer if I have made anything, okay? So at the similar lines, for example, if suppose I'm making any change in the business partner, okay, so let me just quickly go to the business partner and we can see that how it affects. All right, so for example, I'm making a small change in one of our customer, okay. So how this audit log will affect? If I reopen this particular option, I go here and I see the log. Okay, when you click on view log, system will show you that this is the audit log for this, right? So this would clearly tell you that which user has made an effective change on this. Okay, and the changes which you have done would be very clearly mentioned here, so that you can easily essence that where the changes has happened and who has made these changes and what was the relevance of this change. So basically whatever the information you have seen is basically related to the customer master. So on the customer master I have made a change, and you can see that there is a highlight. Highlight one is basically the recent update that I have done, right? So this highlighted one is recently that I have made the update on, definitely. So you can see this complete information on the audit log, and you can export it or you can clear the history also. So basically on the same form of product master, you can right click and you can go for the log. This is how it displays the complete log. Okay. Yeah, there is a query which I can see. Okay. How does the audience influence and processing power of a workstation server? Will you have speed issue or not? I got a question from one of the audience here, which is related to the auditing part in the influence of the processing power of a workstation. So basically what happens here, Jan, whenever there is any specific change in any of the masters, okay, definitely you will get that notification, or it's not a notification, basically it's an audit log. Okay, so you can go as a user and you can actually have a log that what all changes has been done and who is the specific user who has made this change. So for example, if I have two users who are working on the point of sale, and one is making the change in the customer master and another one is making the changes on the product master. So at that point in time, what I can do is I can quickly get into the system and I can possibly show them that how this audit log looks like and who has done this, and I have the complete information available. So I can tell them that this is what you have done, and maybe this shouldn't have been done by you, because in most of the cases normally you would like to have a track of the employees who are making the continuous changes on the masters, right? So these logs would be available at the enterprise as well as at the store, depending upon the authorization that you have. If you don't have authorization, you will not be able to check these logs, right? I hope that I am able to answer your query, and in case of you have further queries, you can possibly write it on the chat window again, or we can have a discussion as well. Yeah, thank you. So the next topic we have on the tray is quick entry forms. This is again one of the best feature. I must say that what happens is, if suppose you would like to make any small changes to a product master, for example. So looking at the screen right now, with iVend 6.5, a new user interface that we have provided to manage multiple products at the same time. That means if suppose you would like to make certain set of flag changes across the board, right? So let's say you would like to make the flag changes for 10 articles and you would like to mark them as saleable, or maybe you would like to uncheck them as saleable. So in that case, how do you perform that particular thing? So in the current environment, what you do is basically you go product by product, one by one, you edit it, you go there, you make the changes, save it, come back, select another product. So it's a lengthy exercise for any specific store person. So what we have done is we had minimized that, and now I would quickly move to the product master and show you that how it affects. Yeah. So for example, I am on the product screen here. For example, if suppose you would like to make any specific change on any of the article. Okay, so what do you do in the current scenario? You select the article, go to the edit, and then you probably make the enablement or disabling any specific option. But now what we can do is we have given a product master. So if you see here, there is a product list. So in the product list, basically you can specify the product number. Okay, and basically you can add this. So when you see here, it will show you both the products. So now if suppose you would like to make any change in this, you can do it on the same screen. So earlier you had to go to a specific screen, you have to edit it, you have to make the changes, but here no. You can go directly to this particular screen and you can probably make the changes whatever you want. So let's say I would like to make the price override. Yes, I will do the price override. If you click this, then it will be enabled for all, right? So you can put that definitely, and you can put a filters as well. If suppose you would like to put the filters for checked one and unchecked ones, you can put the filter and see. Okay, and then you can press on OK. So what it does is it ultimately make the changes in this particular view, that means of the product, and it will be successfully saved for all the products that you have selected. Okay, so now if I go and search, so what happens is you will see that this has been checked. So this is how we have given this new functionality, wherein in one go, trust me, this is going to be very effective for the users. If suppose you would like to define the costing for any specific product, then in that case also you can select the set of products, and then you can define the costing part of it as well. Yeah. So this is again one of the new feature that we have provided as far as the product search view and the edition is concerned. So this would be very well available from the iVend 6.5 version, where you can completely have the set of view of the products, and you can enable or disable depending upon the authorizations. Okay. Now moving ahead to the next topic that we have is cost protection. This is one of the magnificent feature that I must say, cost protection. Cost protection is very important. Recently we had an experience with one of our customer who was actually looking for the cost protection. What is cost protection? Cost protection is basically, if suppose your selling price is 10, your cost price is 6, and if you are enabling the price override option in iVend, then you can go up to any level, correct? Either you can sell it more than 10 or you can sell it below 6, but which should not be the business case. Whenever we talk about a business case, the retailer should not be able to sell any specific item below the cost price. So how do you ensure that you are trying to put a threshold on the cost level? So what we have done is we had incorporated this feature as a base feature in iVend. What we have done is we have given a cost protection for iVend. We have, okay, how do you give the cost within the iVend? We all are aware of that. We can give the cost directly on the iVend product view. You can go to the product view, you can define the cost over there. But how to make sure that the user who is doing this particular sale is not selling this particular article below the cost price? So to make this effective and applicable on the point of sale level, what we have done is we have given a specific flag on the manager override. So I'll show you that. So I'll just switch to the application set so that I can show you effectively that how it works basically. So let me switch over to the product quickly. So when you go to the iVend management console, go to administration, retail configurations. Within the retail configurations, please go for retail profile. Within the retail profile, select any specific profile and go for edit. And you just scroll down like this. Here we have given a flag called cost protection override. So whenever you have to make a cost protection override, you have to flag this particular retail profile option. So once you flag it, what happens is the moment the user will try to sell this article below the cost price, the system will give him a manager authorization. So definitely he should be authorized enough in order to exceed this cost price. So make sure that first of all you have defined the cost price within the iVend application on the product card. So if I would like to show you a small snapshot that how it looks like, so you can go to the product view directly, go to the operations. Within the operations, select a specific product for which you would like to define a cost price. So let's say for example, I'll pick this article 1001. So this is one article where you can go to the edit mode, and within the edit mode you can go to the view inventory, and also before going to the view inventory you have a product cost option here. Yeah, so basically what happens is whenever you go for the product cost, so you can typically go there, you can edit and you can define the cost price for this particular item, correct? So I can definitely go and see what is the cost price for this item, and definitely depending upon the cost price you can define the margins as well. So we'll talk about the margins in a while, where I'll talk about what all price margins you can make enable. Alright. So basically you define a cost price. On top of cost price, what we can do is we can give the manager authorizations in order to protect your costs. Alright. So this feature is very well available from the 6.5 onwards. I'll quickly switch to the next topic that we have. The next topic on our tray is basically product gross margin. What is actually that we are talking about here as a gross margin, right? I will show you this option directly on the product, which will make more sense. So just to give you a brief idea about gross margin, the application will now allow the user to capture the item cost, margin, markup percentages, and coefficient of the product, definitely. So using basically these parameters, it will be possible to calculate the most appropriate price for the product. So basically in the product set, what you can set is you can set that this is actually the existing cost, this is what is the expected cost, this is what the margin that we are looking for, this is the markup percentage, and this is the end price now on which we should be able to sell this particular product. So definitely the margins and markups will be percentages, whereas the coefficient could be a numeric value, which could be with the multiplication of the factor, which will be definitely a numeric multiplication. So the parameters, when it will be applied on the cost price, it will determine, and the selling price as well. So based upon your cost price, you can determine your selling price within the system. Now it's nothing but just like a calculator. So just giving you an example, the price is calculated, will be possible round off to the prices to a particular value. So for example that we have given here, if the rounded amount is defined as 0.99, all calculated prices will be round off to 99 only, right? 0.99. It will be again possible to define whether the prices are to be rounded up or to be rounded down or to be nearest. So it is one of the important feature, I must say, as far as the gross profit and margin is concerned. So what I'll do is I'll quickly move to the application set, and I'll show you that where we define these percentages and how it affects. All right. So let me quickly move to the product set. So you can go to the pricing and promotions. You can go for product gross margin. Click on new and specify the credentials. You have to specify for which subsidiary that you are specifying it. So let's say, for example, I'll go for default subsidiary. Price list, let's say for Acme Iron or whatever the price list, let's say Costco. Whenever you will select a specific price list, you'll see on the product directly all the products will be displayed here, and of course you can specify the rounding options and rounding type. Now what all fields we have added here? So you can see that there is a current cost. So for this item I don't see any current cost. So what should be the cost? So let's say I'll say that the cost of this item should be 12. Okay, so now based upon 12, okay, what should be your margin percentage? Let's say I say my margin is 20% on this item. Okay, for example, so system will show you the suggested price. What should be suggested price for selling? Okay, so it will tell you that your suggestive price should be $15 for this particular article. At the same time, if suppose I would like to say that my margin should be 200%. Okay, let's say for example 20. Okay, so in case of 20, it will show you that the suggestive price is $15. Okay, so it's basically a very efficient calculator which will give you that what is your effective cost, what margin you want to apply on, what should be the markup percentage. You can see that margin and markup are interdependent. Of course, as we all are aware of, within the retail industry, if you want to do any markups, you do it based upon the margins, and those margins would be applicable directly on the product selling price, correct? So whatever the cost may be, whatever the margin percentage that you define, that will suggest you what is the end price of this item which you should offer to the customer. This is a magnificent functionality that we have added to this particular 6.5. It will be more effective for the users who would like to utilize the cost price and their margins depending upon their margin percentages or depending upon their expected prices. All right. So this feature is we have added. Now definitely it could be price list based. So different price list, you can define different margins, and you can have this calculator available at the enterprise level. And of course, depends upon your authorization. If suppose you would like to authorize certain set of users to do this, you can do that. Okay. Okay. Now moving ahead, we have given something called as price management as well. Within the price list management, if you see here, you know, we have the same product gross margin that we have defined. Now, so the area where I have shown you this complete set of transaction is one level. If suppose you don't want to do it on a bulk level, but whereas you want to do it for a specific product, so that is also possible. If I quickly switch to the head office. So within the head office, what you can do is you can go to the product list. You can go to the inventory, click on this, go to the product, specific product you can select. No, I don't want to create a new product. Let's say, for example, I would like to select the old one. You can select the old product, click on edit. And here, when you click on the view inventory, of course, as we all are aware of that, here we have a couple of options available. Additionally, we have given some more options for your margins as well, correct? So you can give the margins here and your markups could be calculated according to that. So on the product level, if you want to do, you can come here and you can do this. And if suppose you would like to run bulk on the price list level, then you can go to the previous window, which I have shown, right? So you can use any one of this. So either you can go for a bulk upload or you can do it for bulk update, sorry, or you can do it for a individual product. Okay. That is how basically you can cover this margins. Now moving ahead in the list, we have multiple subsidiaries. So multiple subsidiaries is again another option that is available. So within the multiple subsidiaries, what happens is, what is first of all subsidiary? Subsidiary is basically, in iVend terminology or in a generic terminology, it comes between the head office and the store. So basically, if suppose you have we have a head office in US, whereas you have the stores in UK and Australia, for example, but you would like to maintain only one single enterprise. So far what we used to do is basically, you know, so far we used to create multiple enterprises across different places. If suppose you have stores in different countries, but going forward we can use the subsidiary option. How it differentiates basically, so it will differentiate definitely using the currency option. So basically on the subsidiary you can define the currency, and each subsidiary will have their own tax structures. It could have their own costings, it could have their own customer balances, they could have their own promotions. The application will allow retailers to define replenishment plans and policies across subsidiaries from the head office. Stock movements across subsidiaries will be done using the stock transfer documents, and retailers will be able to define local currency for every subsidiary. This is again one of the best features. So it will be something like this, that you'll be having an enterprise on the top, then you'll be having a subsidiary, and within the subsidiary you'll be having different stores. All right. And going forward, what you can do is you can have the transactions within the subsidiaries. So let's say if within one subsidiary you have defined 10 stores, so you can have the transactions between those 10 only. At the same time, if you have another subsidiary which is in a different geographical location, so in that case what you can do is you can assign specific set of stores within that subsidiary, and we can have any type of transactions within that subsidiary only. One catch what we have here is, what we can have within the subsidiaries, if suppose you would like to make a stock transfers amongst the subsidiaries. So let's say I have subsidiary A and I have subsidiary B, but I would like to make the transfers between the subsidiaries, so that is possible of course. But as far as the sales and refunds are concerned, that will be inter-subsidiaries, right? because making the shipments makes sense in the subsidiary, whereas making the transactions should be available within the subsidiaries. All right. So this feature is available in 6.5. So we can utilize this in order to make the design of the application in such a manner that you can have the currencies based on the subsidiaries. So it is actually a big distinguisher for application set to run the stores in different geographical locations. Now, as far as the subsidiaries are concerned, basically, these subsidiaries would be created at the enterprise, definitely. And then you can actually define them with a specific set of locations. So you can have one single price list which is attached to the subsidiary. It's something like a grouping concept. So basically you will have one currency, you can have one price list which attached to this particular subsidiary. And the moment you attach this subsidiary to a physical location, that location will come under this subsidiary, and the effective, or I must say the respective price list and the currency will be activated for this particular store. So now going forward, your enterprise can have one single base currency. Of course, as we have just seen that we have United States is a head office, so we have a USD as a base currency. We have another store which is in UK, so we can have a currency there as GBP. At the same time, if we have one store in Australia, so we can have the currency as Australian dollars. But you have to have the subsidiaries in between, right? And of course, if suppose you don't want to use the subsidiaries, then we can have it as a flat structure everywhere, and you'll be having a base currency all across. Okay, so I'll just switch to the application to give you a small flavor that how you activate this particular subsidiary. So I'll switch to the iVend Enterprise. Within the iVend Enterprise, go to the administration. Within the administration, we have given a global setting. So first of all, if you would like to enable the subsidiary, you have to make sure that this multiple subsidiary option is enabled. There's one more point which I would like to explain here related to the customers. If suppose you would like to make the customers, for example, subsidiary wise, you can do that. And if suppose you would like to make the customers available all across without having any bars of subsidiaries, then you can do that. So for that, you have to make sure that assign customers to all subsidiary flag is enabled so that your customer will flow everywhere. Doesn't matter which subsidiary he's buying with and wherever he goes. So essentially in the retail environment, what happens is if suppose you are using the loyalty program on top of the iVend retail, then definitely you should be having customers available in all the stores. That depends on, of course, the business process and the practice of the customer. So he can have it specific for the subsidiary or he can have it all across, right? So this is the first stage from where you actually enable this particular subsidiary, and then of course moving forward you can select the subsidiary here. Okay, and you can define your subsidiaries. So let's say for example we have created one default subsidiary. Within the subsidiary we have defined the local currency, we have defined the cultural information as well, definitely because we have the different cultural informations in different geographical locations. So if I move to the Middle East, then definitely I have Arabic as a culture information. If I go back to the US, I have the EN-US as a localization culture. So that we can define the time zone, which is with the GMT, UTC or your EST time zones that you can define within the system. Tax inclusive or exclusive you can define on the subsidiary level itself. So basically the complete set of operations are being triggered based upon the subsidiaries that you can trigger from this particular place. So you have to make sure first you are creating the subsidiary, then you are attaching it to the store for further operations. So if I would like to show you the store specific card here, so if you write store, you can go to the store and you can select any specific store, and within the store you will see that I can attach a subsidiary, right? So this makes a difference between an enterprise, subsidiary and a store location, correct? So this is how it is interconnected as well. This is how it is actually distinguished as well. Okay. Right. I don't see any questions from the audience. It seems that everybody is getting perfectly. If you have any queries or questions, we can possibly move to the question answer session, or I can move to the next topic. All right, it seems cool so far. Good. So let me move to the next topic that we have, which is again one of the important part that I would like to discuss today is the loyalty. So in the loyalty, what we have done is we have come up with a new loyalty referral program. referral program is essentially if suppose you are a customer of a specific retailer and you want one of your referral to be benefited with some of the options that you are getting as a loyalty customer for that retailer. So definitely if suppose I'm introducing a new customer to a retailer, which is of course a benefit for the retailer. So at that point in time, what a person could do is he can become a referee and he can put a referral as that particular customer who will get benefits whenever he adds as a customer to the store. So basically in the upcoming version of the application, it is possible to define the referral bonus points. So we all are aware of that. So far in the loyalty versions, we have seen that there is a referral bonus whenever you define it. But coming with the referral program, what happens is the moment you refer any specific customer, the system will automatically calculate and gives a referral bonus to the customer. So if you would like to see this on the screen directly, I will quickly switch to the application so that I can effectively show you. So you can go to the business partner and within the business partner, go for customer. Select a specific customer that you would like to make as a referral or a referee. Click on edit, and first of all you have to make sure that this customer is a loyalty member first of all, and then you should be attaching a loyalty program to it. So I have created a loyalty program within the system. Now here you can actually select a customer to whom you would like to make as a referral. Of course, everybody, we should be aware of that whenever I am making a customer as a referee. So what I have to do is I have to make sure that customer is marked as a loyalty customer. Okay. Until he is marked as a loyalty customer, it will not be possible for a referee to make him as a referral. All right. So first of all, we have to make sure that this loyalty referral is created perfectly within the system. So I just wanted to show you that how this program is being created. So you can go to the loyalty set, and here, within the loyalty set, let me just go to the loyalty program. So when you go to the loyalty program, I have created a program here. At the same roots, you can define your loyalty program, and loyalty programs can also be subsidiary wise. So definitely you can define the loyalty program, then you can have the subsidiary, and then you can actually have the referral setup. So within the referral setup, you can define that what should be the bonus. Okay, what should be the bonus on registration? Let's say I'll give 10 points. And if you would like to go for currency, let's say I'll give 5 currency units. And you can add the row here. So basically you can define the thresholds. So let's say the threshold is 100, the currency is 10. Then you have the bonuses. So you can define the specific bonus, that what should be the bonus for this particular referral whenever you are referring it at the point of sale. So you can have a customer, the first customer, and then you have a referral attached to it. Correct. So you can define the bonus setup something like this, and then you can proceed with the setup. So once your setup is completed, you can see that this referral loyalty program is created, and this referral program could be connected to a specific customer. So you can have multiple referral programs which you can assign with multiple customers. If suppose you want to make it in one shot for all the customers, that could also be possible. And if you would like to make it individually, then that could also be possible within the system, right? So basically what you can do is you can go for this particular set of customer master. Within the customer master, you can attach it here. I would again switch back to the loyalty program where I could show you that how the referral will look like. As I can see a message from the audience that some of them could not see the screen for this particular loyalty program. I'll reopen that particular screen. So here basically you can define the specific loyalty program, and of course with this you can have a referral setup. So let's say I would like to give a referral bonus of 10, I would like to give 5 currency units, I would like to add here, I would like to give a threshold that minimum 100, threshold currency minimum 5. Okay, then you can give an award bonus points, let's say 10 and let's say 2. Okay. So this is how essentially you can design, and once you design this, the person could be benefited with the referral setups and referees, right? You can press on OK, and once this program is ready, now you can attach this program to a specific loyalty customer. And remember, the referee loyalty ID should be again a loyalty ID for loyalty customer for this particular set of retailer. All right. Because you can have some customers who are the loyalty customers, you could have some customers who are not the loyalty customers. So you can define them within the system. Okay. I hope everybody is getting the loyalty referral that we have incorporated. I think it is clear. All right. So moving to the next slide, basically we have actually tried to explain the same which we have seen on the screen right now. So you can see the header details, the bonuses that you would like to give. Definitely we have given some example, what should be the threshold, what should be bonus points, what should be award currency bonus points. So this is how typically it looks like. Now moving ahead, multiple loyalty programs. This is again one of the best feature, I must say that. Now in the earlier versions of iVend, you have seen that either we can have one loyalty program wherein either it could be customer code or it could be loyalty card or it could be customer code attached to the loyalty card, something like that. But going forward with this particular version, what you can do is you can have multiple loyalty programs set up in a different thresholds. That means I can have a loyalty program with customer code, I can have a loyalty program with loyalty ID, or I can have the third method that we usually use for the loyalty program. So that could be assigned subsidiary wise. So if suppose you have a specific subsidiary, so what happens in the subsidiary is within one subsidiary you can have one loyalty program, and within the next subsidiary you can have different subsidiary loyalty program, correct? So basically what happens is you can have multiple programs running across different subsidiaries. So it's not like you are enforcing to use only one loyalty program all across. No, you can have multiple loyalty programs. Okay. So each subsidiary is an enterprise can have a separate loyalty program. One subsidiary can have more than one loyalty program. This is a wow kind of environment that we are going to get from 6.5 onwards. Two or more subsidiaries can share the same loyalty program. So let's say you have loyalty program A that could run at subsidiary 1 and subsidiary 2 as well, right? And we have to make sure that the subsidiary currency are the same. All right, if the subsidiary currencies are the same, then we can run the same program all across. So this is again one of the best feature that we have added to our iVend 6.5. all right. So this was about the loyalty program and its attachment. So you can see that on the screen we have created one USD loyalty card and we have one UK loyalty card. That means for two different reasons with two different subsidiaries we have created two loyalty programs. The next topic in our tray is standalone loyalty. So yes, of course, this is again one of the incorporation that we have come up in iVend 6.5. Definitely the loyalty can now work as a standalone, of course, because so far what we have seen is you should have definitely the iVend in order to run the loyalty program. But now what we have done is using the iVend APIs, we had made it independent. That means you can actually connect your loyalty with any third-party solutions, which are the retail applications, and you can use the iVend loyalty. So basically data exchange between third-party systems and iVend loyalty would be facilitated through robust iVend loyalty APIs. So we have to make sure that we are using the loyalty APIs through the web services in order to connect to the retail application to our iVend loyalty. And also users can send the transaction information to iVend loyalty for points accumulation and redemption. Of course, yes, because this is the backbone of loyalty. Definitely you should be having an option where you can accumulate or redeem the points within the system, correct? So the synchronization will be using the iVend APIs, iVend loyalty APIs. iVend loyalty will also send the notifications using the iVend passes and SMS and email. So on top of it, we are actually opening the doors for some of the passes, iVend passes to be triggered on, and at the same time we can have the SMS integration as well on the standalone point. Okay. So this is what we have been through with iVend version 6.5. Loyalty can now work as a standalone, and of course it could be depending upon the programs and the customers that they would like to use for. Data exchanges between the third-party retail and iVend loyalty would be using the iVend APIs. All right.
So this is again one of the best feature, I must say, for 6.5. Now, how the standalone loyalty looks like. So this is actually a look and feel for standalone loyalty. You see that if you click on the operations, you will not get any of the other options. Like if you see the iVend mixed mode or iVend enterprise mode, you will see that so many options, like you have payments, you have the financials, you have the currencies, you have this and that. Whereas if you use the standalone iVend loyalty, you will see only loyalty here. You will not see anything else. Correct? So this is the screen change for standalone loyalty. The interface is basically the iVend standard management console interface, but the options have been restricted only for loyalty. Right? So this is actually all about the standalone loyalty. So anybody has any questions so far? You can probably write it on the chat window, or you can actually ask it. All right. It seems good so far. Perfect. Let me move to the next. Customer portal redesign. So customer portal is, we all have seen that so far. We have the specific customer portal wherein customer can log in and he would be effectively able to see the information. Perfect. There is a question, would like to know if the system can support Arabic language. Yes, of course, iVend Retail supports the Arabic language. You have to use the Arabic Kuwait, and your the complete set of interface will be changed from right to left, and at the same time you'll be able to have a look at the Arabic language also. Yeah. Okay, I will unmute one of our attendee here. Hello, hi Hassan. Hello. Hi Hassan, I have unmuted you.
Yeah, my question is this iVend standalone.
Yeah.
Yeah, this iVend standalone, I mean loyalty standalone. Is it only for iVend customer that, or it can be used with other POS?
This iVend loyalty, okay, are you talking about iVend loyalty?
Yes, I'm talking about loyalty, standalone loyalty.
Right. So this standalone loyalty can, yes, of course, work with any third-party point of sale, right? So we are providing another option within iVend wherein it could work as an independent. So it's an independent iVend loyalty program. Okay. So that's the reason we call it as loyalty standalone. So loyalty standalone could be connected to any third party. Yes, of course, that includes the POS as well, third-party POS.
Yeah, the other question, while you were talking about the subsidiaries, the subsidiaries, you talked about having multiple loyalty across different subsidiaries.
Correct.
But is it possible to have multiple loyalty within the same subsidiaries?
Yes, we can have multiple loyalties within the same subsidiary. I'll just go back to my slide so that it will give you the exact information. Okay, please let me know once you're able to see my screen. So here, two or more subsidiaries can share the same loyalty program if they have the same subsidiary currency. Okay, so each subsidiary is an enterprise, can have a separate loyalty program. Okay, so one subsidiary will have one loyalty program. Okay, and if suppose you have two or three subsidiaries which has the currency in same, then in that case you can use one loyalty program for these two subsidiaries. So within one subsidiary there will be one loyalty program.
What you are saying is that within the same subsidiary, it's not possible for you to have more than one loyalty program within the same subsidiary.
Yeah, within the same subsidiary, no. But if within the enterprise you have 2 or 3 subsidiaries, then you can have 3 different loyalty programs attached to it.
It's okay.
Yeah?
No problem. Then let me take you back again to when you talk about margin, profit margin.
Okay, Mr. Hassan,
gross margin.
Mr. Hassan, for the sake of the audience, we have a round of question answer sessions scheduled in the last. So can we take those questions at that point in time, if you don't mind?
No problem. Go ahead.
All right. Thank you. Okay, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Hassan, for your queries. I hope I was able to answer your queries. And of course, yes, I'm going to take another question at the question answer session. So basically, I was talking about the customer portal redesign. Typically, what we have done in customer portal redesign. First of all, I'm sure most of the audience are aware of what is customer portal. So customer portal is basically, what we have done is whenever a customer would like to understand or would like to know that what all transactions he has done and what all points he has as on date. So in that case, what he can do is he can get into a specific portal where he can specify his ID and password, which is the logins, and based upon that, he can get the information for his transactions and his available quantities or available points and the redeemable points and the history of his transactions on a portal sake. So basically, in addition to that, what we have done is now we have completely redesigned the customer portal. And how does this redesign looks like? So this is a new design that we are giving to iVend 6.5 customer portal. So basically here you'll be having a number of transactions where you can actually select the number of transactions that you would like to look for. You can have the complete store code. What is your transaction ID? What all the points that you have awarded? What was the currency awarded? What is the currency redeemed? And the receipts as well. That means if suppose you would like to have a print of any specific transaction receipt, you don't even have to go back to to your store to get the receipt. You can actually come over here directly and you can have a view receipt. So on the view receipt, what happens is it opens a snapshot or it opens a kind of report structure that you could have issued whenever you have commenced or whenever you have done this particular transaction, correct? So you can view a receipt, the transaction receipt over here. So this is again one of the new addition that we have given to the customer portal, which is very essential for the customer. Let's say, for example, being a customer, I do not want to visit the store to get the second copy of my receipt. But at the same time, sitting at my home, I can open the URL, I can log into the customer portal, I can go to a specific transaction by a filter method, and then I can actually have a look at my receipt as well. So this is actually an added advantage for the customers. Now, at the same time, we have given a new look to the customer portal where we are saying that you can refer this program as well. You can invite your friends as well to the customer portal, right? So, example, if suppose I would like to invite any specific friend for the customer portal, so what I can do is I can give his name, his last name, email address, and mobile number, and I can invite the friend. So this is again one of the best channel communication. That means one of our customer is referring us somebody to become him as a customer for our retail practices, which is again one of the best benefit for the retailers. So you can have actually invitation to your friend. So referral program is usually used by many companies to gain more customers, because here you're trying to add the customers. Of course, one of the criteria is to retain your existing customers, but at the same time you should be having an option to add the customers. So it is one of the modes of gaining the customers. With this program, a company can gain customers without employing people from a particular country or a region, a specific region. So basically, it is a cost-effective way for finding the new customers. So basically, you can have the campaigns, you can have the road shows, you can have the multiple marketing programs, but this is again one of the best effective method which could directly reach your indirect customers, and you can turn your indirect customers into your actual customers. Okay, invite a friend will definitely help the retailers to gather referrals from your best customers to promote your business and ultimately draw new consumers through your door. So that is again one of the best feature that we have added in the inviting a friend using the customer portal. Now, moving ahead, last but not the least, we all are aware of iVend passes. So what we have done as an enhancement, so with iVend 6.5, the passes integration has been enhanced to incorporate following features. Ability to issue loyalty passes using the iVend passes, of course. Then we have when there is a customer who registers from iVend management console. So basically earlier what we have seen is whenever there is a customer who registers from the iVend POS, then only we have a feature where it used to trigger the loyalty pass to that particular customer. But now what we have done is we said whenever there is a customer who is being registered from management console also, he should be getting a pass, correct? When customer is imported from the iVend management console, customer balance changes in the iVend management console and customer balance changes on the import tool. So we have made it more flexible that you don't even have to go over the POS to trigger the loyalty pass or to trigger the customer pass. You can do it from the management console. The moment you will make any additions or any deletions or any adjustments on the journals, it will automatically affect the customer and customer will get the passes directly. So this is one of the important features that we have made as an enhancement. It is the enhancement, that's the reason we have tried to keep it for the last so that we can actually give you a brief information about it. But trust me, this is definitely one of the best feature again. So the people who are using iVend passes, they will find it very useful and very effective for their business process. All right. So with this, I actually I have completed the topics that we had in the agenda. If you have any questions or queries, please feel free to write it on the chat window, or you can raise your hands as well. So now the session is open for the questions. All right, I don't see any questions from the audience. Okay, I would like to unmute Mr. Hassan. He had one query. Yeah. Mr. Hassan, I'm unmuting you now. So you can proceed with your question, please. Okay, it seems that Mr. Hassan is unable to take the call. So meanwhile, I'll take another question from Zara. Hi, Zara. I have unmuted you now. Please go ahead.
Hello.
Hi. Yeah. Go ahead, please.
Okay. I have a question regarding price lists for plugged iVend with SAP Business One.
Yeah.
In 6.5, are we able to change prices and edit price lists from iVend, from Management Console?
Okay, so basically whenever we talk about the plugged version, Zara, we recommend to make the price changes directly from the SAP. We do not recommend to have these price changes from iVend itself. Okay, so now also whenever you have to make any price list level changes, that has to be done at the SAP and then it will trigger to iVend. So in the business one, you have to make the changes and then that will reflect to iVend. It is the same as it was previous. Okay.
But sometimes it's important that they have been price changes that are that they need done directly. So it will take time, especially if there are connection issues, for example, or the connection is slow. So is there, okay, it is recommended to do this from SAP Business One, but an option to do this from the management console from iVend would be great.
All right, so Zara, as I can see, there is a request from your side. I'll try to take the note of this particular request, and I'll definitely have a discussion with our product team, and we'll see that if we can have some incorporations related to that in the near future. Okay?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Zara, for your question. Thank you. All right, everyone. So it was nice audience. Thanks for taking the time in order to join us with this particular session, and we ensure that we are going to have a couple of more sessions in the near future. Thank you so much, and have a great day. Thank you.